So CIPPEs and HIPPEs. So at my college, you do your CIPPE after your first year and your HIPPE after your second year. And mind you, these are all fresh remarks from someone that never worked in retail and has never worked in a hospital, so everything is really new to me. So in my CIPPE, I remember learning, or you know how people say bad things about retail, or they have angst that's associated with being a retail pharmacist. So I was ready to see what it was all about, you know? But when I got there, I remember the time was going by fast. I mean, patients are rushing and things like that, but nothing too bad so far, nothing I can't handle. Gotta be on the phone a lot. I see them talking to and holding with insurance a lot. I mean, I guess that's okay. And then, so that week passed, I was like, you know what, the time is going by fast. You're always busy. By the time you know it, it's lunch. By the time you know it's time to leave, I could see myself doing something like this. And then Saturday came, and there was only one pharmacist, and I think 1 or 2 techs, and me, the pharmacy intern. And I was like, what is going on? Because it was just as busy, there were just as many things to do, but there was not a lot of help. And so when it came lunchtime, I noticed the pharmacist wasn't getting up, they didn't leave. I'm like, so are you gonna take a break? Are you gonna have lunch? And they're like, no, I can't. I mean, you see this volume, we have to keep going. And I'm sitting there like, how do they expect you to be vigilant if you can't even have a lunch break? But your glucose is going down. That was kind of crazy to me. And then I started to notice little things we had this really difficult patient, and we were able to help her the best that we could, but the attitude and the anger emanating from this patient from something that had nothing to do with the pharmacy, I could see that how having those type of interactions over and over and over again could weigh a person down. And so I learned from my CIPPE that there's a lot to go with it. There's a lot of phone etiquette, things like that. Oh, and I also remember the manager coming in and kind of asking oh, remember to sell the red noses and things like that. And I'm sitting there like, red noses, this is a pharmacy. We have more important things to be doing. So again, it was kind of like that dynamic that was weird. So what I learned from my CIPPE is that I don't think I would have an issue doing it, or being a retail pharmacist. It was interesting. Time goes by fast. Had to get some shoe cushions because standing all day like that, my feet were hurting 3 days into my CIPPE. But all around not too bad, especially if it was an independent pharmacy. And I remember working as a front clerk in one of them. It was really chill. So it was that. Now, my HIPPE, I did that over the summer of second year. I learned a lot that I didn't know before, what the satellite pharmacist responsibilities are versus the central pharmacist responsibilities versus the clinical specialty pharmacy's responsibilities. The satellite pharmacist, you just care about your floor, you're in your little box, and you're there, and the nurses can tap on the door and ask you questions right then and there on the spot, and you got to be ready, and you have to deal with orders coming in and in and in all day, keeping on top of those while doing other things and being in other committees and having other meetings and presenting other students. So it's a lot versus the central pharmacy. You kind of have to answer to everybody and be on top of your things. Even though it seemed like there was a lot of downtime, it's still a lot to do, and it's a lot of sitting down and staring at a computer all day, looking at orders, reading things and pop-ups, answering questions, being frustrated when nurses can't find something on the floor, or when physicians ask you to do something that you did and they didn't look at it, or something weird like that. So it was a lot of nuancey things. And while the clinical pharmacists are out there rounding, they're precepting students, they're really specific about one really important thing and one really important field, and those are their patients and that's what they care about. So it's a really different dynamic. I got to do medrecs while I was there. I shadowed people in the ICU, in the emergency room department, which was really cool because while I was in the emergency department, a guy came in with a stab wound, and I was in the room and they were kind of like, he came in, they got him, they put him on the gurney. He had like his intestines like coming out of the hole where the stab wound was. It just and I saw how the pharmacist, he knew, okay, I'm gonna need to get this antibiotic. He just went over there, got what he needed out of the drawer, got it ready. When the person asked for, hey, can I get this? He's like, got it, here you go. So that was really cool to see like how that worked and how everyone worked together and think on your feet. That was cool. But yeah, so I shadowed different little pockets, and I even got to round with the clinical pharmacist in oncology, which is really cool. Again, a lot of talking and standing around talking about patients, but a lot to learn too. So yeah, HIPPE, working in the hospital seems like it could be cool too. I don't know about not working in a box and not having any fresh air or being able to see light or fielding phone calls and looking at the computer all day, but hey, as pharmacists, that's what we do to save our patients and catch things and make sure we're monitoring them and doing okay. So overall, CIPPE and HIPPE, totally different. As a fresh set of eyes on the field of pharmacy in those two areas, it was really cool to see the differences in how they worked and what an actual pharmacist in those areas do. And so again, I can see myself working in a hospital, maybe not a satellite, because again, I love the outdoors and that no window thing, but you know, you never know where life's gonna take you. And yeah, so if you have any questions about like where I did my CIPPEs and HIPPEs, I'll be happy to answer that for you in the comments. If you have any questions about my other experiences and things like that, let me know. But thank you for watching, and subscribe.